Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marshman recruited Kaeli, his first companion. And now that she has rejoined him, he is going back to the Alive Forest to see if he can get Kaeli to talk with the Elder Tree. The Elder Tree didn't want to talk with Marshman for whatever reason, but Kaeli has that special talent to talk with trees. So let's see if she can perhaps convince the Elder Tree to take us across this alive forest, which is teeming with undead monsters. We already saw these monsters, so we don't have to see the battles with them, and we don't have to fight the ones that aren't in our way. Oh, great tree spirit of the forest, please let us through to Windia. I'll let you through if you can whack the monsters inside of me. If that's the way you want it. And we don't have to fight any of the monsters that are not in our way, because we're going to have a whole bunch of fighting inside this tree right here. This tree is really infected with monsters. A lot of new monsters, and I will show them off. So here's two new monsters here. We got these live oaks and snippions. Kaeli can one-shot most things, so we're going to have her go after the snippion. Marshman can attack the trees because the trees are weak against axes and fire, so he can one-shot them. So he's not strong enough to take out the snippion monsters though, so here's just a little bit of strategy. So we finish them off, and we run out of space for cure potions, so we're gonna run out of also waste a few potions, cure potions and heal potions. So we see these little Ys that are hanging out there. Those are basically posts that we're going to use our Dragon Claw to attach to. So yeah, a lot of the puzzles in this tree revolve around the Dragon Claw. There'll be times when I'm going to have to jump from area to area using those Ys, and then we're going to have to use the claw to climb walls and fall off the walls and land on another section of the wall. But we'll see that coming up, so in the meantime we're just going to clear out these enemies. I cleared out a few. You notice there's a few times when there's going to be a ton of enemies on the screen, and I'll just clear them all out at once. But so yeah, Dragon Claw is going to get a lot of use out of here, because now the Dragon Claw does a lot of, even though it's not as strong as the axe, and there's a lot of enemies that are weak to axes here, the Dragon Claw can still be a good weapon to use because it has all those status effects that it can deal. So sometimes it can actually deal instant death to a character, to an enemy, I mean. So yeah, it's up to you. If you fighting an enemy that is weak to axes, just use the axe. If not, and then you can use the Dragon Claw. So here's the snippion enemies. We saw them before, but now we're going to see them with their sprite in battle. So weak versus fire. So, but what should we call it? Yeah, Kaeli can take care of them with one hit. So we'll have her focus on them, and Marshman can focus with his axe on the trees. And there's another new enemy coming down here. Down here, these mad toads. Let's check them and their stats out. So these are one of the enemies that Kaeli can't one-shot. So you can maybe use Kaeli to hit them, and then have Marshman maybe throw a Mega Grenade. And the combination of them two things would be able to finish these guys off. But I went for the Dragon Claw there, hopefully they get a critical hit or a petrification status to land, but it didn't work out, so. And these guys can be annoying because they counter pretty much your physical hits with poison. So that's why Kaeli's being poisoned there. So that's why the Mega Grenade would be okay, because remember, that's not really considered a melee weapon, it's like a thrown weapon. There'll be an enemy later on in here that are this weak to bombs, so we still got some use out of the bombs. And we'll finish this toad off. And we're going to have to use our sword again. Now, some of these faces that we see right there, they will be closed. If the mouth of the face is closed, then you're going to have to stab with your sword, and that's the way to open up those passages. To open up these passages where there's a whole bunch of mushrooms blocking the way, pull out your axe and chop them down just like trees. The sad thing is that when you come back through this way, anytime you leave a room, while the monsters don't respawn, these mushrooms will respawn. So we're gonna try to make our way through these rooms with mushrooms in them as efficiently as possible, so we don't have to go through them multiple times and be chopping down a whole bunch of mushrooms. So feel free to use up your heal potions, because we haven't been really using heal potions. Or the cure potion, mainly just using our heal magic and the cure spell, but we're getting to the point where we don't have any more room for those, so I'm just kind of using them to waste inventory space to be able to pick up all the treasures. So we head up this way, and we get to see this red chest that we saw earlier, and it contains the meteor spell. It's another one of those wizard spells. It non-elemental, hits all the enemies. It's slightly stronger than your white magic. So, yeah, that'll be our magic that we'll be using. It's actually even stronger against, it's actually stronger than, like the aero spell against enemies with the weakness to aero. So, for instance, the boss of this area will be weak to wind, but the meteor spell is so powerful that it is, does more damage than even the aero spell the boss is weak against. So that'll be our new boss killer, like how White was for a while there. So we got all these really good wizard magics right at the end of the game here. So like the rope bridge, there's going to be times when there's going to be vines that hang down. You can climb those vines and drop down to the previous floor. Most of the time, you're not going to have to do that. There is one instance, though, where in order to proceed, you're going to have to drop back down to a floor. But those vines are mainly going to be helpful when we finish this dungeon and leave it on our way out. And of course, you can always use the exit spell to leave the dungeon, but I prefer not to, just in case. I like to show off leaving the dungeon regularly, in case you just ran out of exit spells or charges for it. So, other exit being a white magic spell, like you get so many more charges of that than any other, and then your black magic and your wizard magic. So there's a closed off face up there. We're going to have to stab with our sword, and that opens its mouth up. So yeah, the sword comes in handy again here. Oop, and we missed an enemy there, so that scorpion ain't gonna get away. Now, the trees told us that we have to defeat all the enemies inside of it. You don't really have to defeat all the enemies inside the tree. You just have to defeat the boss monster. But, you know, like I said, I prefer to take out all the enemies just to show them all off, and just to see, like, what level the game would have you at if you just, you know, beat all the monsters and didn't skip anything. So here we got another new enemy, the leech. It's a big leech. They are weak against a lot of things, but the main thing they're weak against is your axe. So just hit them with your axe, and I like enemies like that that are weak against your regular weapon, because you can take care of them pretty easily. You don't have to worry about wasting magic. Like these frogs, you have to tend to waste like your magic on them, because you can't one-shot them with any of your items, and they have those annoying counterattacks. So yeah, I threw some, you see how the bomb's selected there. I threw some bombs at him, and then like it's a combination of bomb and Kaeli. Hopefully Marshman goes first, throws his bomb, weakens the frog up, and then Kaeli can finish it off with her axe. And then the next round, Kaeli can finish off a second one with the axe, and Marshman can finish the third one off with the axe. Yeah, most of these enemies are going to be coming in groups of 3. So let's climb back up here. We saw that little Y stick. So over there to the left, we see a little branch. That's the one that we're going to have to, not branch, but a vine. That's one of the times we're going to have to climb down that vine to drop to a different floor. Remember back on the first floor, there was, or the second floor, there was a ledge on the left that we couldn't reach. And that's how we're going to get to it, so we got another room here full of a whole bunch of mushrooms and a whole bunch of these worms. So I'll take a bunch of these worms off screen. Kill all these ones that we see here. Finish them off. And like I said, there's nothing really particularly interesting about those guys. They're all weak to axes. They're probably one of the better enemies to fight in here because they don't have status ailments like the poison to use against us. And they fall really easily just to our weapons, so not a drain on our magic. Magic just got so overpowered toward the end game here. I guess it doesn't. I guess that's helped by the fact that we're getting all those really good wizard spells. I mean, we got white not too long ago, and then we got the meteor spell now, and in a few dungeons from now, we're going to get the ultimate wizard magic, the flare spell. Just keeping out these guys here. Marshman's gained a few levels. A lot of fighting in here, so that's why I didn't feel the need to fight any more of those monsters outside. I didn't need to. Okay. Just to give you an idea, to go through what I did here in this dungeon, it took me about 51 minutes with all the fighting. So you can see I basically cut like 2/3 of the video just by cutting out all these fights. But fights aren't that bad. If you lose a fight, because not these enemies right here, these ones won't really hurt you. But later on, the top of the tree, we'll get to there'll be some enemies that have instant death attacks or confusion attacks, and pretty much with your powerful magic that you have right now, if Marshman gets confused and he decides to use like a meteor spell on the party, well, it's pretty much a loss of the battle to restart. But thankfully, like I said, if you lose a battle, you just get the option to retry again. So, on that base, back on the 3rd floor here. It's going to be a little puzzle we're going to have to use with the Dragon Claw again. What you have to do is you have to use the Dragon Claw, and you climb these walls, and you climb by holding the A button and moving directions. But then when you get to a certain point, let go of the A button, and as you're falling, hold the A button again. So that way, when you land back onto an area you can grip, you'll automatically grip on as long as you're holding the A button. If you try to like hit the A button and you miss, then you're just gonna fall down. So just let go of the A button, and as soon as you start falling, press the A button again, and you'll as long as you're holding it and you touch a place you can grab onto, you'll grab onto it. So here are the enemies that are weak to the bombs. So you don't want to use magic on these guys, so they can reflect damage back with magic. So we'll just focus on using the bombs and Kaeli's axe. Or even our own axe once we weaken them down a little bit. So yeah, too bad that like split damage happens. So earlier I talked about some tough enemies that can confuse you or instant death, and those enemies are these enemies here, these gold skeletons, these Scourgers. They are weak to aero though, so you could have both Marshman and Kaeli dual attack with the arrows, and that will take them out. You can do that if there's 3 or more, if there's 3 of them. For 2 though, I just single targeted, because if I would have double targeted, they would have brought down to half hit points, and in case Marshman and Kaeli didn't go back to back, they might have got a turn in between there. So I just hope that, I was able to finish one off, and then that way if one did outspeed me, I don't have to worry about 1 potential attack, rather than 2 if they were both at half hit points. But if you run into 3, a group of 3, then just multi-target everyone with the arrow spell, because since they're weak to arrow, 2 arrow spells to take out even a group of 3. So we got more mushroom paths here. So chop them down. We're just going to get some pointless treasure in here, but like I said, I want to 100% get everything, so... Grab this treasure here. Some cure potions. I don't think we even bought any cure potions ever, but you can see that we've keep running into running out of space for them, so use them up and just refill. For remember the at least for Marshman, it's always going to be his level times 10 how much they heal, because they always do cure 1/4 of his max hit points. Now it doesn't work that way for your helper party members though, because they don't follow that script where it's their level times 40 equals their max hit points. You see Kaeli has an extra 40 hit points for her level. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, 4 will always heal Marshman fully. And usually, 4, unless they're like at the very like 0 hit points, or very close to 0, 4 should be able to heal up your party members too. So, bunch of oozes here. Finish them off. Grab some more heal potions. We're also running out of room for heal potions too, but so don't feel bad about using heal potions to remove status effects here. Like I said, those toads give a lot of status effects, like poison, so if you want to save your white magic, use the seeds instead of the heal spell. Seeds are pretty prevalent. We're going to be able to buy seeds eventually in a future town as well. So if you do use magic, don't worry about it, as long as you have some seeds to restore. More explosives. This final thing. And we're almost to the top of this area. Like I said, all you have to do is really defeat the boss of the area, and that clears the trees, but like I said, I want to finish off all these enemies, get the experience, and get all the treasures. I'm sure speedruns, they just attack the enemies they need to. So, we have one more floor to clear in this thing, but there's a lot of enemies on it, so I'm going to start that off in the next episode. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye!